Today I'm going to give you a complete locals guide to living in Denton, Maryland. We are going to cover the top things to do, my favorite parks, the top rated schools, and go over some helpful stats about the area. Don't forget to check out the full article I wrote to go along with this video on livinginmaryland.com, the #1 resource for finding the perfect Maryland city that meets your unique needs. Alright, so let's dive into Denton. This little gem is tucked away in Caroline County on the eastern shore of Maryland. It's a quiet, charming place with a lot to offer, especially if you're into small town vibes but still want access to all the amenities you need. Denton is about 70 miles from Baltimore and roughly the same distance from DC, so it's not too far from the big city action. But honestly, most people move here because they want to slow things down a bit. First off, let's talk about the downtown area. It's got this cozy, historic vibe with boutique shops, restaurants, and a few local businesses that give it character. One spot I love is the Market Street Public House. It's got fantastic food, great drinks, and it's one of those places where everybody seems to know your name, or they will by the end of the night. The farmers market is also a must visit. Fresh produce, baked goods, and handmade crafts make it a local favorite. When it comes to outdoor activities, Denton does not disappoint. One of my favorite spots is Martineau State Park. This place is gorgeous. We're talking hiking trails, fishing areas, and even spots for kayaking on the Choptank River. The scenery is unbeatable, especially in the fall when the leaves are changing. Another hidden gem is Tuckahoe State Park, just a short drive away. This park is a little bigger and it has everything from disc golf to horse trails. Whether you want to camp for the weekend or just have a relaxing picnic, Tuckahoe has you covered. Now let's get into schools. Denton is part of the Caroline County Public Schools system, which has some well-rated schools like Denton Elementary and North Caroline High School. People here really value education, and you can tell by the amount of community support the schools get. Plus, they're constantly working on programs to make sure students are set up for success. Speaking of community, one thing that really stands out about Denton is how connected everyone is. This isn't the kind of place where you move in and stay a stranger. Whether it's the annual Summerfest, which is a huge event with live music and local vendors, or the Christmas parade that lights up downtown, there's always something bringing people together. Let's talk about housing. The cost of living in Denton is pretty reasonable compared to other parts of Maryland. You can find a mix of older homes with tons of character, newer developments, and even some rural properties if you're looking for a bit more space. Prices vary depending on what you're after, but generally it's more affordable than cities like Annapolis or Rockville. If you're commuting for work, Denton might surprise you with how accessible it is. Route 404 is the main highway running through, and it makes getting to places like Easton or even the Delaware beaches a breeze. A lot of folks who live here either work locally or don't mind the commute because they love the peace and quiet of small town life. Now let's talk about the vibe. Life in Denton is definitely slower paced, but that's the beauty of it. It's the kind of place where you can sip coffee on your porch in the morning, wave to your neighbors, and feel like you're part of something. There's a strong focus on community and preserving that small town charm while still embracing progress. Oh, and one last thing, if you're into history, you'll love exploring the historic sites around town. The Denton Union Fairhouse and other old buildings give you a glimpse into the past, and there are plenty of local legends and stories to dive into. So whether you're into outdoor adventures, want a close-knit community, or just love the idea of living somewhere with a slower pace and plenty of charm, Denton could be the perfect spot for you. Don't forget to check out the full article I wrote for this area with additional links and resources on livinginmaryland.com, along with articles for hundreds of other Maryland cities. Our mission is to help you find the best city in Maryland that meets your unique needs. If you would like to have a conversation with one of our local real estate experts, just fill out the contact form below to get started.